What do you do when you find out that the pastor who's been calling out everyone else's sin gets caught living a double life? Today we're diving into the Josh Buice scandal, a story that cost a man his ministry, his reputation, and his role in a multi-million-dollar Christian organization. But more importantly, I'm going to show you 3 bulletproof ways to avoid making the same catastrophic and, to be frank, stupid mistakes. Let's have a look at the stories. We jump into the Julie Roy's website, and outed for dissing pastors on fake social accounts, Josh Buice quits the G3 conference. An influential Calvinist pastor who quit the Southern Baptist Convention after claiming it was too woke and liberal has been suspended by his church for causing controversy online, running fake social media accounts. He's the founder of the G3 conference, large conference in the States. He's the pastor of Praise Mill Baptist Church. He went on indefinite leave last week after the church leaders uncovered irrefutable evidence that Dr. Buice has for the past 3 years. This wasn't just a short thing. 3 years operated at least 4 anonymous social media accounts, 2 anonymous email addresses, and 2 Substack platforms. These accounts were used to publicly and anonymously slander numerous Christian leaders, including faithful pastors, some of whom spoke at his conference. I mean, this is just outrageous behavior. He was an outspoken leader among so-called Theo Bros, a set of off-bearded Calvinist preachers. Bit of a crack there at the Calvinist guys who wear beards, but I don't mind beards. Speakers known for their conservative beliefs, especially about the role of women in the church, their criticism of other evangelicals whose faith is less strict. And I think it's well known in church circles that the Calvinistic side of the theological streams tend to go a bit harder on their brothers and sisters. He's apparently been running anonymous social media accounts and criticized other pastors from his own movement. And check this out, elders at Pray Mills Church. So this guy was not only running fake accounts and criticizing leaders of other movements or other churches, he was criticizing his own elders and attacking other pastors with fake identities. It's just a horrendous story of when you go off track, you can do diabolical, dark things that will really end you up in a place of horror and shame. And this wasn't a moment of weakness where you thought, I'm sick of getting attacked by someone. I'm going to start a false Facebook page and just start blasting people. He did this for 3 years. 3 years of calculated deception. And let's have a look at what happens when he's confronted with this. Buice also initially denied at a meeting on May 4th having anything to do with the anonymous accounts, according to the church statement. But then he admitted his involvement. Since then, Josh has acknowledged his sin, expressed sorrow, and asked for forgiveness. His desire is to personally ask forgiveness of every person he has slandered and lied to. I don't think it's unusual that a leader would deny this behavior when they're first confronted. I think it's very human of us that when we're brought to account, our first reaction is, who, me? What was this woman that you gave me? Not me, I wouldn't do that. That's our first reaction generally. I think it's a very human reaction. And when confronted, he denies it all, but now he's repented, confessed, apologized, and is going to make good to every single person at a personal level. So I do hope he hops on planes and goes and meets with people and apologizes personally. Extremely humiliating and humbling to do that. But I think that's the way back for him, if there is a road back for him in the ministry. 3 years is a long time to carry out such deceitful behavior. And there is a brokenness in him that has spilled out everywhere to damage the body of Christ. So let's look at 3 prevention strategies, because we don't want to be doing this as pastors, do we? We don't want to walk down this angle as church leaders. So my first prevention strategy that I've utilized is making sure that I'm confessing sin to Jesus regularly. To actually sit in my prayer time or in my prayer walk, whenever I'm talking with the Lord, to spend some time analyzing my heart and my life, finding arrogance, lust, pride, jealousy, envy, bitterness, resentment, anger, all sorts of things that can go on in our heart, and say, Jesus, I acknowledge this before you. Cleanse it out of my life. 1 John 1:9. If you confess, if you own, homologio is the Greek word confess. Homologio, home, same, logio, word. It's the same word. To say the same thing that the Bible says about our sin, to agree with that Bible that says, hey, don't do that, don't be that. And I think it's important that you walk in the light. If you're not walking in the light, you'll inevitably operate in some area of darkness. And Bruce's problem wasn't theological knowledge, it wasn't biblical knowledge. His problem wasn't his platform. His problem was his heart. His heart was not right with the Lord. And regular confession keeps you humble. It brings you back towards Jesus. And I think I'd add to that scriptural meditation, not just reading the Bible, but lingering in the Bible. I spent some time in my time with the Lord this morning, just lingering over some scriptures, and kind of dug into them a bit, shared them with a couple of friends, and thought, oh, I really like chewing on this. And that scripture's kind of hanging around with me for the day because I meditate on this morning. And so learning to be a person who regularly confesses their sin, I think helps anesthetize you against ongoing sin. It prevents, it's an antibiotic, if you like, for that sin virus that's getting into your heart. And also allowing the scriptures to have strength in your life, not just a hurried read or a listen, but actually to dwell in those scriptures. The second prevention method is accountability that actually works. What sort of accountability practices do you operate in your life? One of the things that I do is I like to occasionally message my friends, and I'm probably due to do this again really soon. And I'll ask my friends, both my online friends who are distant from me and friends that I see face to face, and I ask them two questions. Tell me a couple of things I'm doing well in my life, and tell me two things I should stop doing. Those of you know me online, so it's distant relationship, or those of you who see me face to face, who see me in various scenarios, you hear me talk, you watch me behave. What do you think should I stop doing? What do you think I should get out of my life? And I remember once doing this a while ago, and one of my friends came back to me and said, I'm not sure about some of your social media posts that they're really that kind. And I went, oh my goodness, I had noticed that. I better go back and check. And it just stopped me and kind of shifted me in my practice. So real accountability means you give people permission to call you out, and this can help prevent you take a fall. The people closest to you should be your biggest truth tellers, not only your biggest cheerleaders. Sure, get them to encourage you, but also get them to tell you the truth. So why don't you put down in the comments there a couple of things, is that what's an accountability system you found work for you? What have you put into place to hold yourself accountable to other people? Who can say no to you is a great question to ask. And also, can I say, if you've been tempted to post anonymously online, or you have an anonymous online account, delete it today. Get rid of it today. It's not going to help you. Someone's going to bust you eventually, and you're going to be embarrassed by what you put out there anonymously online. Own it. And the third prevention strategy is, I do this occasionally, is every time I'm tempted to do something really dumb, really stupid. John Wayne said, life is tough, but it's tougher if you're stupid. I think about my wife, Diane, my children, their spouses, and my 4 grandsons. You know, your decisions today become your children's inheritance tomorrow. And so think about your family, your spouse, your children, your grandchildren. Think of your legacy. Think of what you're leaving behind for them, the reputation that you want to leave for them, that they'll be proud of you because of your righteous walk with Jesus. Now, if you're not married, don't have a family, think about your friends, your people in the workplace that you hang around. Think about the people in your church that you love and respect and look up to. Think about their response. I find thinking about legacy and about the people in my world that I could damage really does help me keep on track and online. Now, this is not the only pastor that I've talked about on this channel who's kind of mucked up. Check out this video about Josh Howerton, who made a joke that went badly wrong, really backfired him. I think It did. He didn't think it did, but I think it did. Check out this video, and may you continue to walk close with Jesus and live the righteous life he wants you to live.